Hello and welcome everybody. You are with the Real Estate Live Now group, and I have Kelly Mirabella on today as our guest speaker. So welcome. We are a group of individuals in the real estate industry that love to share our knowledge, what's working, tips and tricks to better your business, give you more value. And if you haven't joined us, you can just go to www.realestatelive.now.com and join us. And also, we are not cutthroat. So with further ado, one more thing before I forget, our next guest speaker for next Thursday, hopefully you can join us as well, is going to be Neil Mathweg, and he is a tremendous podcaster in the real estate industry. So I hope that you can join us then. All right, Miss Kelly Mirabella, take it away. Introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, what you're about, and we'll start the Q&A.
Awesome. So my name is Kelly Mirabella, and I am a social media trainer, consultant, and manager. I've been doing this for over 8 years, and I help busy professionals utilize and learn how to use social media for their business. My roots, if you will, are in the housing industry, where I actually was one of the very first people to bring business into the social media sphere. This was, 9 years ago. I was helping a local builder in Colorado Springs. I was working for them, and we got them up online, started selling houses, and the rest is history. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. One thing that I did forget to mention, sorry, if there's somebody in the audience that is live that wants to ask Kelly a live question, and for those on the replay, obviously you can't join if you're in the replay, but if you're in the broadcast right now and you want to ask Kelly a question live, just let Mark know. He is on the back behind the scenes, and just jump on live and ask Kelly a question. So we welcome questions.
Awesome.
So Kelly, one of the questions that I had is, I know that you probably get a question that is very common, that is always asked of you in terms of Facebook. So, I mean, that's kind of like what you're
There's so many. Yeah.
Right. Well, I would say, what is the most common question that you get regarding Facebook right now?
It's one of, how do I use it for business is kind of the big one. I mean, that's how do I get more reach is a big one, because Facebook has kind of been downgrading the algorithm or changing up the algorithm. So reach doesn't go as far. People have confusion about how it works. And that really affects everything you do for your business, from your posting strategy to the type of content you're putting on, and also ads that you're running. So I think the biggest, I don't know if there's not a specific question, but they're generally around this concept of how do I get out there? How do I get seen by more people? And there's really no easy answer, but the big ones that come to mind are Facebook Live and live video, and video in general is really big right now. And I don't just say it's big because it's like the thing right now, but Facebook is investing a lot of funds, a lot of energy into Facebook Live, and they are putting in their own ad money and tons of different mediums to get the regular user to use Facebook Live. So they're also putting preferential treatment on the reach. So if you're finding that your regular content's not without boosting and stuff is not going anywhere, throw some Facebook Live into the mix. You'd be really surprised. And then the other thing that I think is really important to explain just right off the bat, because this comes up all the time, is how does the algorithm work in like the most basic terms. So I'm gonna throw it down right now for you, because
throw it down, Kelly.
Yeah, so this explains everything. And then from there I'll explain how a specific ad that's very popular works. So the basis of it, you post something to your Facebook page, right? And Facebook is only going to give it to a small amount of people. So they kind of open the gates to about 1% of the people or 2% of the people on your page. And what I like to call this is kind of like the test audience. So this is Facebook seeing if your content is relevant to your audience. If that 1 or 2% engage with the do some kind of action, so they can like, share, comment, click somewhere. It could click a video, they could click a read more, they could click on a link, whatever. They're clicking on something, they do some kind of action. Facebook then says, okay, these people find it interesting. I'm going to open it up a little further. And so you get more like a 10% and then a 20% and so on and so forth. So that's really how it works. So if you're at the beginning, you post something and no one engages, and then it goes nowhere. And that's why your reach is so dead, basically. But then on top of that, the other one that kind of goes into that is this big question about boosted ads versus using the ad manager. And this comes up a lot in real estate, especially. So with that same idea behind it, if you post something and it doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't get any engagement, it just kind of stays up in that stale 1 or 2%, maybe 6%, but you want it to go further. Maybe you have a listing or an open house and you want it to go further. Don't push the boost button. Go through the ad manager, and you could do a boosted post through the ad manager, or if it's a video, you could do video views. Just go through the ad manager. If, however, you post it and they're opening the gates, people are engaging with it, it's already getting that, push it needs, but you just want to, boost it a little further, go ahead and click that boost button, and that's going to help you in that way. So there is a specific strategy to using, that boosted button that you see on the post versus going to the ad manager. And that's something I hear a lot of confusion of. So that was kind of the quick and dirty foundation of the algorithm on your page.
Okay, so you're saying for ad versus boost, it's best to do an ad versus a quick boost?
It depends. So again, if let's say you posted that you have an open house this weekend, and you're posting today, you got some pictures up, hey, join us for the open house on Saturday, and nobody engages with it. And you're like, I really need to get this out there. Then you're going to go through the ad manager and you're going to boost it that way. Now, if it's already like you post something, maybe it's, a coming soon, these tend to be pretty popular, coming soon photo with a address or, like a little bit of information. And everyone's like, oh, I want to know more about this. And they're all commenting and liking, everyone's dream. And on the page without boosting, without an ad, then just push boost. So that means it's already doing well, boost it a little further. Not doing so hot, but you want it to go further, go through the ad manager.
So you're saying if you have that organic reach in the beginning within the first, I would say maybe 10 minutes or so, or maybe 5 minutes of you posting it organically, having a good reach, then you're saying it's best to boost it versus an ad for it.
Yeah, and if you post something and you didn't really intend to do an ad, but you find like the next day you're like, wow, this thing's really taking off, or there seems to be interest in this blog post, this article, and you want to get it a little further, go ahead and hit the boost button and throw a little money at it, and that's how you would push it up.
Got it. Okay, I have a question from Laura in the audience, and she's a broker in Pasadena, California, and she's asking, how come sometimes you don't see your ad in the ads manager? Only option is to boost.
Sometimes you don't see your ad in the ads manager.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the question, to be honest.
Okay, Laura, if you're hearing us.
Did you create the ad in the ads manager?
Yeah, she didn't expand on that. So Laura, if you are in the audience, Missy, come and join us live to clarify that question, please.
Yeah.
So
if you've created the post already, if it's an ad, then it's going to be in the ads manager. So I think what she means is she can't find her post that she wants to boost in the ads manager, but I'm not really sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. There, so. To clarify that, if you can jump on, Laura, jump on. She got to clarify that question for us.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we were talking about boosting an ad. So if you get organic reach, then you can boost it. Otherwise, do an ad. So the difference between putting an ad out there versus just boosting. So if you're saying if there's no
more control with an ad, always more control with an ad. You can control who you're targeting, which we should definitely talk about targeting tonight, because that's a big thing that I think a lot of agents, a lot of people in general struggle with. So you can control you have more control over your budget, over your targeting, over your scheduling. Like overall, the ad manager is the better place to go. But the boost button is just an easy thing. It's easier for a lot of people, but I would say that you're going to get better results overall if you go with the ad manager, no matter what.
Got it. And so now that you had mentioned target audience, so what is it that we need to watch out for regarding our target audience then?
Well, understand who you're really trying to get to. And you know, I think people don't realize how much awesomeness is in there that you can target. I mean, there is actually under, I can't remember if they call it behaviors, or anyways, it's under the interest thing. There's actually a targeting aspect that you could target people who are likely to move, homeowners who are likely to move, renters who are likely to move, people who've owned their home for 6 years. Like, these are things that are actually, you have the ability to target. I actually did a blog post a while ago, and actually, I don't know if I don't have the comments. I don't really want to take time looking for it, but I'll shoot it to you and you can like share it with the group later. I did a blog post that actually walks you through how I set up an audience. And it was actually, the real estate was an example. And I basically targeted people who were homeowners, who have owned their home for 6 years, who are likely to move within a specific area. And because I'm looking for a listing, right? I want to be the listing agent. And right. I'm throwing out my ad about, hey, you guys want to go check out, what is your house worth or whatever. Let me be your agent. And then, you know, I put it out there. I think I even did not included, but discluded or exqualified a certain set of people who liked cats, because I made a joke about how I'm allergic to cats or whatever. So you can actually, you can target people, but you can also take a whole audience out that you don't want. So, and you could be so specific, it's insane. So maybe you're looking for first-time home buyers. Well, renters are a great one. The mistake I see a lot of agents do is they'll go in, they'll say the interest is like real estate and they're in a specific zip code. And they'll be like, oh yeah, my ad's gonna work. And it really is not the best. I mean, you're gonna be paying a lot more than what you really should be when it comes to your ads. Also, thinking about the type of ads you do, it's a lot less expensive if you target correctly, because Facebook's actually going to tell you if this is a good audience for you. How are they engaging with you? Which is what that relevancy score is, if anyone's ever seen that. But on top of that, you could pay less depending on the type of ad you do. So for instance, if you do a video ad, which are so easy to do nowadays with all the tools out there, you can even create a slideshow video ad within Facebook's ad manager. You can get like 2 cents a view. I've done most of my video ads run 1 to 2 cents a view. So there's definitely a lot of possibilities out there. I think that the idea is get out of the box of just targeting, you know, my city and real estate, because basically you're targeting real estate agents.
Okay.
And I mean, if that's what you want, then there's better ways to do that too.
Right. Now, is there such a thing to be too specific? Like to not reach enough audience?
Yeah, I think so.
You're narrowing it down so much that you're just like, okay, I'm only targeting 50 people or something, you know.
Yeah, no, that's way too small. Yeah, I would say depending on what you're trying to target, you know, you could go anywhere from like 10,000 up to 500,000, and depending on what you're trying to do, those are great audiences. But yeah, there's actually a ticker in, and I would jump on and show you, but I don't know. Like, I could show you my screen. Let me get in there real quick. And
yeah, I think you could do a screen share if you'd like.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm showing you something that's in the right account, because I have client accounts in there and I need to like.
Oh, okay, got it.
For those. But when
yeah, it does have a sticker, like a little, it almost looks like a speedometer almost.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a little speedometer thing, and it's going to tell you if you're too narrow, too broad. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's another mistake is don't think in terms of, oh, this is better to, you know, get all these people. It's way better to have all these people, because it's not. You really need to make sure you are targeting enough that it makes sense to your budget, that you're getting in front of the right people, because you could show your ad to all these people and you're like, yay, everyone in the city of Pasadena sees my ad, but not everyone in the city in Pasadena cares about what you're trying to do. Not everyone's trying to sell their home. Not everyone's thinking about a real estate agent or even anywhere near wanting to be within a real estate ad. So some people are 18 and not even wanting to buy in like the next 10 years, whatever. The point is that more is not always better. And yes, the more narrow is not always better. So look at that little speedometer, if you will.
There's and check out the audience.
Exactly.
Or yeah.
Here we go. Okay. Let me show you my screen real quick.
Okay.
If I remember how to do this. I use this tool all the time. You guys are going to get, okay, so you should see that. Hopefully you see.
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, so this is just me going straight over to the audience here. And you see this over here, the audience definition. I like to keep this in, obviously in the green, but closer to the red side than over here, okay? So, really get specific. And while I'm in here, I want to show you that one connection. Okay, so under Browse, I'm going to go to Behaviors. I'm doing this pretty quick, but you guys can always go back and check it out later in the replay. Residential profiles. Okay, so we have length of residence. We have likely to move, a new mover, which is great for lenders, a recent home buyer, recent mortgage borrower. So these are really helpful things for you to understand. The other one I would say is really big for the real estate industry, for lenders, for real estate agents, is to look at people's financial settings and what are their, maybe not financial. There's another one where it talks about how much money they make and all that good stuff. So yeah, the income, demographics, there it is, financial. So net worth actually is better. I've tested it, but you should always test it. Net worth is always better than income, by the way, just so you know. Oops, you don't need to see that either. Back over to this. All right.
And now in terms of dollars being spent, I'm sure that's a big question too that you must get.
This is a tough one because I believe that you can do a lot with $100 a month, but you're not going to, and I would say that's a good budget to just kind of keep things rolling. But if you really want to see an impact, you need to put money towards it. My suggestion is to really figure out what works and test out your ads. What is getting the highest relevancy scores? What's the best, which means you have the best audience, you have the best looking ad, you're split testing your images and all that good stuff. And what is getting the highest relevancy scores? What's the best, which means, and then what you want to do is, I've got a serious echo here. Okay. So what you want to do then is once you figure out what's working, then that's when you want to go and put, if it's working, if it's bringing you leads, if it's getting you conversions, if people are calling, if you're getting a lot of clicks, put more money to it. It's proof that the ad is working. You don't get that in, traditional media ads. So here's, there you go. Plate, platter, silver, spoon, all that good stuff. If it's working, throw more money at it. I'm doing a push for my own advertising right now, and I'm spending upwards of $6,000. And that's because I've tested my ads so much. I know what my return on investment is. So the other thing to do is, if you really want to get serious about it, start considering, what is every lead worth to me? Got it. And what am I willing to spend per lead? And then you can go in, and there's so many ways to lower the conversion cost and the ad cost too that we haven't even touched on. But like I said, the advertising, the audiences, the type of ad that you're running, you can target your email list. You could do retargeting is amazing. So I probably like just making people's heads spin. There's so many things that you can do.
Well, right now I think we have Laura that just popped in.
I actually work with Laura, so
we can see your picture, but we can't hear you. I think you're on mute. So if you want to unmute yourself, Laura, and then we can go from there.
There we go.
There you go.
Hi.
There she is.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi. It's so nice to see you face to face, kind of.
I know. So for those of you who don't know, I already hired Kelly to do stuff for me.
Yes.
Awesome.
So I can vouch for her services. If anyone wants to, ask any more after she's done, I can definitely give her the big thumbs up.
That makes me feel good.
So have you seen a big improvement, Laura, on your advertisement?
Well, we just started a month ago, but in terms of growing my page of stuff, there's definitely been, especially on Instagram, it's been just every single day, just up and up and up and up and up, which is fantastic. I do, and in case anyone knows, I do provide a Dropbox so that I try and give her as much photos and things to work off of as possible. But yeah, absolutely. I've started to see a lot more people, jumping on to follow me, getting comments,
And we haven't
much
even
more so
done
than
ads
before.
with you yet, really. We've discussed ads, and she's kind of playing and testing with them right now,
Yeah.
but we haven't. We're still trying to. We're in that test period, I think. So once we figure that out, what's working and stuff, we'll dive in much deeper.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm still trying, you know, like she said, testing a few things out here and there, but I've definitely seen some good activity that she's generated already for me in just the 30 days worth of time. So I'm really excited to see where it's going to be in 90 days and what other types of things may come from it. And I'm not necessarily talking about, you know, an actual transaction, but just how it really elevates my brand in the community and the people who are around. So it's been really good so far. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you've enjoyed it. Thanks.
And then I will just touch quick on that. I was asking that question. Like, there are times when I look for my post in the ads manager, but I don't see it anywhere. And so I feel like, okay, the only thing to do is boost, but I will use my custom audience because I have custom audiences saved.
Good. Okay.
So when I do hit the boost button, which I did something to the blog post, I boosted that, but I did do it through the custom audience that I built. And so it's semi-tailored.
Yeah. And I think it's okay to do boost if you do the custom audience, because that's really where you want the control. Mind you, in the ad manager, you're still going to get more control over like the schedule and the budget, but the boost, as long as you have your audience set up, which you do, that's going to go a long way to help you there. But yeah, I'm not sure why you would be able to find it. If you want, when we're done, I'll go in and we'll set up a time for me to go in and help you look for that, because it should, if it's posted on your page, it should be showing up. But it also has a lot to do with what type of ad that you're doing. And I know Facebook's been kind of playing with adding stuff, and there might just be a glitch there.
Yeah, and that's a good topic to discuss. I don't know if it's on your agenda for tonight, but when you do go into the ads manager, there is a plethora of what do you want to do? Do you want to be a brand manager, you know, getting your branding out? Do you just want to do this? Do you just want to do, I mean, and you start to look at it and I get like this, oh my God, I have a headache.
I know. Actually, and it's funny because I actually, you know, do a lot of videos and show people how to do ads and everything. And I actually have more options than most people because they roll out to me so early because I'm a beta tester. So I like really scare people when they see my stuff.
That's awesome. Laura, I think you're still on mute.
I figured when I'm not talking, I'll keep it on mute because then I forget I'm not on mute, and then I'm like talking to my cat, and you know the phone's ringing. So
yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Nice.
Did you have any other questions, Laura, for Kelly?
Not at the moment. I'm excited to just hear what else she has to say because it's not often I get to see her face to face.
And just a reminder, guys, for those that are watching live, feel free to shoot out a message, comment in the comment section, and let us know you want to go live to ask Kelly a question live. Yes. I did have a question for you, Kelly, in terms of when you are starting a Facebook page. A lot of people still haven't even started one.
Yeah.
It asks you whether the page should be a community page, if you should be an entrepreneur on that page, it should be a local page. What is your advice when someone is first starting out on a page? I have seen some realtors do a community page for their communities in their area. I've seen them put themselves as an entrepreneur on there as well, and then I've seen local. So what is your advice for that, for someone that's really starting fresh on a new page?
So it depends. Is the answer. So if you're a real estate firm, like you are the office, that should be a local page with an address people can check in. If you're just a real estate agent and you're working from home or you're out and about and you're sometimes in the office, you're kind of bouncing around, then you want to either have a straight up company page or an entrepreneurial page. I tend to lean towards the company page myself. I just like the look of that. I would save the community page aspect for a group, to be honest. I think community pages are a great thing to do. I've seen some really successful ones. I've seen them more successful in a group setting. just keeping in mind that you yourself, as you know, being group members, have to be engaged in that group. It's not just the company pages can't, engage in the group. So if you're going to do that community feel where you're like, I am Santa Clarita, California community awesomeness, then I would prefer a group because the community is already going to have like an official page and stuff. And I think groups are a much better way to build a community, and they're more engaged generally. And the reach is like 100% better than on a business page. I still think you should have a business page because they're publicly indexed and they're just like a website now. You just have to have something out there. People are searching for you. They're comparing apples to apples, and you want to make sure that you're active, because when they see you're active, the consumer looks at that as this person knows their stuff. I want the best. I want the person who has all the signs in my neighborhood and has Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and a website, and they're going to market me the best, or they have all the best connections. So that's how consumers think. They're looking for someone who's active and out there and into everything. So it's still important to have those business pages, but if you want something that's more of an engaged community where people go and ask questions and talk and people are sharing, I'd go with a group.
Got it. Thank you for that. Hey, Annie, I see that you joined us. Welcome. How are you? I think you're on mute. There you go.
Hi.
Hi.
Kelly, I was a part of the talk you had with the Perry girls last week.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you were able to join me.
Yes, and it was so informative. And when you said to start a tribe,
that's what we're talking
page, I was like, why would anyone want to start a tribe with a real estate agent? That was the question I wanted to ask, but I couldn't because we were all on mute. So I couldn't ask because I was driving when we were having that thing. So I couldn't get to talk to you because I was taking my kid. Actually, I was coming home from a settlement.
Oh no!
So my house that I am constantly running ads, $1 a day, 5 days a week on test ads to see what bites. Videos do better than say a post of a listing. And Facebook Live video does better than a Periscope video, and a blog does better, and a vlog does better than a blog. Mm-hmm. So, where do I get these penny videos that you're talking about?
These penny videos, you create them, girl. Actually, I would give you an example, but actually, an example would be I can't actually show you right now, but there's this tool, this app that I'm obsessed with right now. It is called
iOS or Android.
It's called Legend. I am on an Android. I think it's also on iOS. It's called Legend. I'm going to put it in.
I'm on an Android. I have to ask because everybody on the planet
I am too. It's called Legend. And what it does is you put in words. So you put in words here, and then you add a photo, just one photo, and then
Legend Animate?
That might be it. Mine's just called Legend, but let me show you what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's like an L with, it's the one with a triangle. Yep. Okay, so what it does is you just take a picture, you put it in there, you overlay text, and it turns it into a video or GIF, a GIF. And how I've been using this very quickly, if I have a coming soon, I'll take the front page, the picture of the front of the house of a coming soon. I'll throw it on there. I'll put coming soon, 4-bedroom, 3-bath. This is the price, and I will, post. It'll turn that into a video, and it's like literally a 6-second animation, and Facebook sees that as a video. And then I will go and I'll post it to Facebook. I'll post it to Instagram. And then if I want to use it in the ad, I'll do that boosted ad or go through the ad manager, and I'll put all my content just like before. I'll do the same thing if I have a open house. So these two work really well, or that Legend app works really well to quick animation, turned it into a video. The other thing is doing a live broadcast, and then taking the live broadcast is something we talked about in that webinar, and editing it out. So I don't know what kind of computer you're on. I'm on a Mac, so I just jump into like Camtasia or iMovie. I find just a little, like, here's an interesting little snippet, you know, and I'll go in and just cut that out, take everything else out, and I'll upload that, use that for ads, use it in YouTube, put it on my blog, and rewrite, you know, a nice little summary and stuff. So
Charlene Johnson was talking about that, you know, how to create a 5-minute video, and then taking that same 5-minute video, putting it on YouTube, then creating it on. She was just literally pimping out a 5-minute video, and I was like, oh my God! She literally took 5 minutes and made it into literally like a month's worth of content that you constantly.
Yeah, if you want to see an example of this, I actually did an interview with a yoga coach. She does business coaching for yogis and stuff. And I did an interview I do a weekly show. And it was like a 30-minute, 45-minute show that we did. I ended up taking like 2-minute snippets out, editing them out, adding captions, which is actually very easy if you have something like Camtasia, throwing that back over onto my business page. So if you go to, let me put it in the Facebook, in the chat, this example of how I kind of created just a snippet. And then I'll send it over to my VA and I'll say, hey, Laura, do a write-up for me. We'll post it to the blog and add this. Then I'll put it on YouTube and I'm turning it into a blog post and I'm stripping out the sound bites and doing podcast sounds. So yeah, I'm all about taking live broadcast or whatever video you got going on, turn it into a blog, turn it into a YouTube video, turn it into an ad, take out little snips and repurpose the heck out of that stuff. Because that, I mean, just because you clicked I'm done does not mean that content dies.
Wow.
By the way, that webinar that you attended, I'm doing again if anyone is interested. On the 19th, I'm doing that webinar again.
With the Perry Girls or someone else?
No, with myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, if you send it out, if you build it, they will come. If you invite me, I will come.
Yes. I will put a link in the thing.
Thanks. Because I understand we're supposed to do YouTube and this one and that one. And
a lot.
Real estate is so different than when I started. When I started in real estate, everything was, we didn't even have internet when I started in real estate. Everything was in a book. Yes, I'm showing my age. Everything was literally in a book. And every office had their own book. And the book came out once a week.
Yeah, I actually started my career in social media when nobody was using it for business. And I started with real estate for a home builder. So I was, this was 9 years ago. So I was doing like MLS and it was different back then. It was very different how we did things. But don't feel overwhelmed. Just because I'm giving you all this stuff, don't feel overwhelmed. People get overwhelmed. They're like, oh my God, there's too many things, too many shiny objects.
I give it to my assistant. I give it to my assistant in India. I don't even look at that stuff. I'm like, I don't know it. I don't understand it. I don't want to learn it. Just send it to the girl in the Philippines and let her do it. I know that sounds,
get a good virtual assistant. No, it's totally fine. Okay. Now my VA is in Virginia, but no, there's great. Get a good VA that you trust that is decent at writing, and if you find Facebook Live or live broadcasting, whether it's on Facebook or you're on Periscope, easy. Get on, talk, do your thing, and we could go over tons of ideas that real estate agents can use that for. But if it's a thing that you could turn it into a blog, send it to the VA and have her cut it up and turn it around and mishmash it up and repost it. You know, you don't have to do all that hard work, but just know the options out there. And like I said, the more places people see you active, the better. But it's better to be really, really good at 1 or 2 social networks than mediocre at most.
So how does I see when I do my, I'm sorry if I'm monopolizing. When I do my ads manager, it talks about Instagram, and my Instagram page, my Instagram business page is connected to my Facebook business page and my Pinterest account as well, but it doesn't include Pinterest yet.
No, because Facebook owns Instagram. Facebook does not own Pinterest. That's why you see it like that.
Yet. yet. The upper report is
Yeah.
yet. So I'm trying to figure out how to integrate my Instagram and my Facebook ads to work congruently. Is that the right word?
Well,
Together.
right. If you run an ad right now in the ads manager, this is another reason to go through the ads manager, not a boost. If you run an,
which I do,
yeah.
I don't boost on the thing anymore. I did that once. I lost money. I was like, what did I just do?
Yeah, don't do that. It's a trick. If you run an ad in most ads in the ads manager, you have the option to also run them on Instagram. So it's part of the whole options of play. They call it placement. So wherever it says placement, it'll show you Facebook feed, which includes like the sponsored ad in the news feed. It includes the sidebar. It includes the mobile news feed, which you definitely want. And then you also have an Instagram and an audience network. The Instagram, I would say it depends on what you're trying to do, but the Instagram is coming out to be a pretty highly engaged, low-cost option. So I would say it's worth the test. And Audience Network for me has been huge. So I'm a big fan of Audience Network.
Audience Network?
So Audience Network is when it's ads will show up wherever, like on blogs or instant articles or in places where people have Facebook installed. Generally, it's mobile friendly. In fact, if you don't do it mobile, I don't even think you have an option to get into the Audience Network. So it extends beyond Facebook, if you will.
How much is that? I need to try that.
It's inexpensive. It's just the same as running your same ads.
Because I do $5 ads, $5. Because I train this. I do this for the new agents in my office, the ones that literally came out of real estate school and have no warm network, So I'm like, okay, fine. First thing you're gonna do is get a business page. That's the first thing you're gonna do. Don't come in front of me until you open up a Facebook business page. And then when we do that, I teach them how to grab from the MLS a listing that they like and show them for $5 a day, 5 days a week, $25 a week.
Yeah,
you can build your business for new agents.
Yeah.
Cheap. Okay, I spoke my piece. Thank you. Thank you. And I will go to your thing.
Awesome. Well, I posted the link in the comments if anyone's interested. It's clubstellar.com /
Is that Stellar, Club Stellar?
Yep, clubstellar.com / build your tribe webinar. It's on the 19th.
Awesome sauce. I will definitely be there, even if I'm driving, because that's what I was doing last time. I was driving and attending the webinar with a kid in the car, and I was like, oh my God, I love this so much. But why real estate building a tribe? Why in real estate?
It's about building that community. And it really depends, again, on your strategy. So if you want to go the community route, which I would say with real estate, there's basically two main reasons why you'd want a group. Whether some kind of like realtor group for all realtors, am I saying that right? And I always say it wrong. Where we have referrals and we share information and we ask questions. So it's a very good place for referrals. And then you have the group where you're trying to get a community in there. So I wouldn't go like with like I live in Santa Clarita, so I would start some kind of Santa Clarita community page where, it could be specific neighborhoods, it could be the community itself, it could be a mom's group, whatever you're interested in, whether it's a more niche or more broad. If you're involved, you're building relationships, you're sharing valuable information. Other people are going to get involved. They're building relationships, they're sharing valuable information, and you're just out there. And naturally, when they want a real estate agent, they're going to start thinking of you because you're that person who's there knowing the community. So I wouldn't go in and just start a, Kelly Mirabella realtor community group. That's not going to work.
That just sounds so...
No one's joining your group.
Yeah, because my niche market that I do pretty okay in my niche market. I get 1 to 2 listings per month off of this particular niche market, and I'm trying to up the market. I deal with divorces.
Mm-hmm. You keep cutting out, so I'm only catching my...
I said it. So that is my niche market. I make 1 to 2 deals a month on that. And it's either somebody's keeping the house and somebody has to move and find a house, or somebody has to move and find a rental, or they have to sell the house and they both need to find a house.
Yeah.
So I work off of that. How do I build that? I know if you build it, they will come.
Sure. Honestly, let's just say, I mean, I think that you could probably build a great community if you wanted to put the effort to it, but honestly, not everyone needs a community like that. And I don't know if you necessarily would benefit from it.
I feel so bad about that.
Why feel bad? You got to go with where your money's at and where your energy is best spent. So perhaps the community group is, maybe your energies in a community is joining other communities, joining your local communities and getting involved in other people, jumping on the bandwagon there instead of building your own. You don't have to build your own community.
No, you don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything. It's just that.
And I don't know if it's necessarily, I mean, you have to look at what's the return on my time investment? Is this, whether it's now or down the line?
Selling your house. I guess I could also invite people that I know that work very well with them, like
you can get counselors, get divorce attorneys, therapist, exactly.
Okay.
And and eventually maybe it evolves into like a referral group for that industry, kind of, for the divorce niche, instead of bringing in divorcees or soon to be divorcees,
bring in the people that service them.
Bring the service providers in, and then you guys all become referral sources.
That's smart.
Yeah, well, the brains, sometimes they work.
We did have 2 other questions before you pop off. I know we're at the 15, almost 45-minute mark. How are you doing?
We're okay. I haven't heard anyone dying yet, so.
Okay, just want to make sure.
So I'm just going to walk away.
All right, Annie, thank you.
No, thank you.
So I did have a question regarding personal page versus business page. I know a lot of real estate agents, not only just real estate agents, but anyone in the real estate industry, I see them pop on their personal page, and then they say, my business page is not working. So I'd rather get my audience on my personal page, and then
their business page is not working. Like for what purpose? Like what's not working? Facebook Live is not working. What's not working?
They're not getting as much engagement.
Okay.
Business versus their personal. So when they're going live on their personal, they have, of course, they have their clients on there, their friends, their family. So they're getting a lot more engagement. So what recommendations do you have, personal versus business?
Both. Like absolutely both. If you're comfortable using your personal profile, yes. Let's sideburn that for a second, because I'm going to come back to it. It's really important that we address that. But I'd say both. The business page is going to be more geared towards, really driving home your niche. How can I be value to my niche? Posting articles about things that are of interest to homeowners, could be like home decor stuff. Don't just be posting your listings. Dear Lord, please do not just post your listings. That doesn't work. Yes, you want to post your listings. Yes, you want your coming soons. And there's really fun and creative ways you can do that instead of just posting links to your MLS or to, the video that Zillow made for you. But you want to make sure that you're mixing it up, putting value-added content, helpful content. You want to just basically be the leader of your industry. So if people are searching for you and your business page pops up, because the business page is what is indexed, that is going to pop up. They're going to look through your thing and be like, oh, this is great. Everything's there. Also, you can't run Facebook ads without a business page. If you're going to run Facebook ads, you better have an activity. You better have activity recently on your business page, because people can click into your business page. They're going to go there and be like, this person isn't active. What's up with this? So business page, yes, very important. Now back to the back burner. Let's bring it back up. The profile, definitely use it, but do not annoy your friends. Like, consider the audience. Don't just go out and constantly be like, hey, another listing. Push that over to ads, push that onto your business page. Every once in a while, if you're a high level, like you have a lot of listings or a lot of things going on, every once in a while, if it's like once a month, not a big deal, throw something on, say, hey, you guys, do you know anyone? I know an agent in Colorado Springs that does that, and he does very well. So it's fine to use your profile, but don't just use it for business. First of all, it should not be primarily used for business. It should not be used as if it were a business page. That is against terms of service. That can get you kicked off. You need to use your real name. You should never use like Kelly Noble Mirabella Realtor or whatever as your page name. It should be Kelly Noble Mirabella or whatever your real name is on your profile. And it's totally fine to utilize that. Just, you know, don't annoy your friends. Don't become like the person who's only posting about your business, because that's not real. That's not what it's about. The profile should be about building relationships, whereas the business page is really about the core of bringing value to your business and to the people who would want to do business with you. So I say, if you're comfortable with it, connect with your buyers, connect with your sellers, connect with your leads if they're comfortable with it. You can also utilize lists and you know, put your family and friends in a list and exclude them from all your there's actually some really cool things you can do. You can exclude people from postings. So if you're posting about your business all the time and your, you know, husband, wife, children, cousins are like, please, dear God, stop this, you can exclude them from those type of postings. I would say post publicly if you're posting about your business, so that anyone can see it. You can get followers that way. That's what I do. In fact, everything I post to my personal profile is public, and anyone can go and follow me. I don't necessarily become friends with everyone, but anyone can follow me and engage with my content. And I just think that if you're going to do that, you still need to put focus on the business page too. So
perfect. Yeah, no, I've seen people do both. You know, they do personal on their personal and business on business. So, but some people were confused whether I should be pushing, like going on my personal page and then saying, hey, go to my business page, or vice versa, going to my business and saying, go to my personal. So,
so if you have something that you posted in one place or the other and you're sharing from one to the other, it's better to post it to your business page and share it to your profile.
Okay, so you can share it from your business page to your personal.
Yes. Plus, that's going to help your reach of your business page.
Got it. Okay. And I know earlier you were mentioning about retargeting, and I want to kind of, you know, if you can tell us exactly what that is.
This is really going to confuse people. Okay, so Facebook has pixels. It's a code. You put it on your website. It's, you know, behind the scenes, it's a code that you put on there, and it will track when people come to your website. So when you run an ad to get people to go to your website, people go to your website, whether it's for 30 seconds or, you know, 10 minutes. And what a retargeting ad will do is, in your audiences in the ad manager, you can actually create an audience under pixels that is based off of people who've been to your website, your landing page, whatever, and you can do a retargeting ad. So you can show those people, you know, if they didn't convert or they hadn't contacted you again, they can start seeing ads wherever they go. Perfect example. It's Christmas time. You start shopping on Amazon, and then all of a sudden that product that you looked at that you didn't buy on Amazon is stalking you on Facebook. That is what we call a retargeting ad. That they are very good at those. So you can do the same thing, very inexpensive, highly, highly effective.
Got it. And Laura's asking, can you have more than one pixel?
Not anymore. They've actually stopped that. However, what you do is you get one pixel that does it all. So you put the pixel on your site, and then through the pixel manager, it's in the ad. I'm like pointing like you guys can see my screen. Up in the ads manager under pixels, you can create different actions based off of the one pixel. So the pixel is just kind of a tracking code. It tracks everything, but then you can track various things that are going on. So you could do like a conversion. So maybe you have a form that you want to fill out. So the conversion can be someone who came to my site, someone who went to a specific page, someone who converted into the form. So they filled out the form and they landed on my confirmation page. So there's all kinds of ways that you can retarget people.
Okay. And you see the results of that pixel in the ads manager, I'm assuming?
Yes, yes. So if you go into the ads manager and then you go to, let's see, you know what? Let me show you my screen, because I'm a visual person. I assume other people are too. Yeah. So let's just jump in, right?
And then Annie's asking, how do you redirect? Is it on the ads manager? Same question, yeah. So she's going to.
Okay, so welcome to the Ads Manager. This is what we were talking about when we said these are all the different types of ads you can do. And if you go up here to where it says Ads Manager and open this up, it's going to give you all these good things. So under Audiences is where you can create those custom audiences. This over here, Audience Insights, is a research thing. That's different. This is where you create your audiences under Assets. What we're talking about is pixels. Go to pixels. So I have actually a pixel running right now, which is just based off of people viewing a specific page that I just created. So you get your pixel, you set it up. This is what it looks like. Yours is going to look slightly different. It has different numbers than mine does. And then you can put that on your website or landing page. And then you go over here and you can create an audience based off your pixel. So people who visited your website in the last 10 days, 30 days, 90 days. People who visited a specific web page, people who visited one web page but not others. So maybe they visited your listing page but they didn't go anywhere else. People who haven't visited in a certain amount of time. So maybe it's been 30 days since someone's been on your site and you want to re-engage them. You can also combine them, which is fun. The other one you could do is create a conversion based off of different events, so different things that they do. So this is more if you're in like retail. So if you sell something, if they search something, this actually search might work. So these are more retail oriented, but this one right here are kind of fun. This is when you can have, if someone goes to a specific URL on your website, you can, work that and they can view the content, search the content. One other one that might complete a registration. So you see there's a lot of options here, but the very important thing is you need to install your pixel on your website or none of it's going to work. And then when you go into your ads and you create ads, see if I can find one. Oh, this is going to take a minute. Let's go to placement, audience. So, well, yeah, it's not going to let me do it on this one. On certain ads, you can actually go in and talk about the type of conversion that you want. Oh, right here. So pixel tracking. So I'm able to track conversions from my Facebook pixel, or I can choose a specific one that I set up. You have to preset these up, just like I showed you, that you can then measure the effectiveness of your ads. And you can pay based off of those things. So that's kind of fun.
Wow, a lot of stuff. I think our brains are human.
I know. Hey, this is not just something like Facebook ads are legit a lot of, I have an entire e-course, but let me tell you something. I actually gave away this tip. I'm trying to remember what it's called. There's something that Facebook actually offers. Blueprint, I think. Let's see, Facebook. Blueprint. Okay, so if you really want to learn like everything there is about Facebook ads and you're really considering like you want to learn it and you're considering hiring someone to teach you or you're considering buying an e-course, don't. Go to the link I just posted, facebook.com/blueprint. Facebook offers a full out training and it's really extensive on how to use their entire ad platform. And I highly recommend everyone go and get familiar with it because the more you know about these ads, I'm pretty good at ads and I'm still always tinkering and learning and trying to, get in on how can I make this better. And I go in and learn more all the time in this stuff. And I'm a Power Editor user, which I don't recommend anyone unless they are expert level go in and use Power Editor. But if you're going to run ads and you want to get the most bang for your buck, learn how to use them. That is free. It's called Blueprint. It's from Facebook, from the source. So
awesome. Thank you so much for that.
Sure.
And I know we only have 5 more minutes, but I do want to ask, what is the one mistake that you see a lot of people are doing out there? And not necessarily a real estate agent, but just in general in the real estate.
With ads?
Yeah, with ads or with anything in general. Facebook.
With anything. They're talking about themselves. They think that their business is the most important thing, and it's not. The most important thing is the customer. What do they need? What is the value proposition? What do you give to them? Everything you do needs to translate to benefits to the end user. Otherwise, they're not going to choose you for whatever. So what's in it for me is what the consumer wants to know. whether you're selling real estate or e-courses. And then the other thing is sell on you. You are your unique selling proposition. So which is why I talk so much about using like Facebook Live or Periscope, because it's the fastest way to build authentic relationships, know, like, trust relationships with people. And let's just put it this way. We all know there are a dime a dozen real estate agents out there. There are a dime a dozen social media consultants out there. You know, it is a highly saturated business. We cut through that by selling on ourselves. What is it about us? And you build relationships with people. Real estate, just like in my business, it's all about relationships. Everything being equal, people do business with and they refer business to people they know, like, and trust. What is the fastest way you can build that trust so that when someone is ready to buy, not only do they trust you and know you, but you have proven yourself to be an expert in your field because you're posting valuable content, you're sharing valuable insights. You're not just trying to always be selling. And because of that, they're going to choose you over everyone else. And I think the people who are just pushing the sale and not thinking about this idea of how can I sell myself as a value giver, as a top of mind individual to really stand out, sell yourself on the relationship. You will cut through the crowd.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Woo-woo.
Yay.
Kelly, no self-promotion. Stop promoting yourself out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay to sell stuff, but my goodness, cut it down a little bit. So it's easy. Let me tell you, it is so easy for me to sell things these days because people like me. Like, I have built a tribe based off of the value that I give. And I still have to have sales skills. I still have to sell stuff. I'm in the middle of a launch right now. But instead of constant, I save my sales pitch basically for my ads. It's okay to sell things. Do it in your ads. Everywhere else, try to bring value.
Absolutely. I completely agree 100%, Kelly. And I know we're at the top of the hour. I do want to appreciate you and say thank you so much for showing us and telling us. And
I hope I didn't confuse people even more than where we started, because that was a lot.
But on there, where can we find you? What do you have out there to offer us that we can continue to learn from you? And so now is the time for self-promotion, Kelly.
Right, now it's okay. Okay, so let me post. Let's see, social. I'm typing it in, brain. Okay, best place to find me is in my group, which is facebook.com/groups/social brainstorm. And it is a blooming group of professionals who want to just know how to use social media. And I share tons of insights. I'm always encouraging people to ask questions. And, I'm trying to get it to be more and more engaged. I'm just hitting that point where it's starting to get that way. So it's getting exciting. And then also, if you see my cool overlay here, these are all the places you can catch me. And on the bottom, I'm actually launching an e-course. So if you want to learn more about Facebook Live and how to use it for your business, not only how to broadcast from your phone, but also from your desktop, how to show your desktop, how to show previously recorded video, how to show photos, how to sell, how to build a lead funnel, there's actually the webinar I'm doing on the 19th, there's tons of bonuses. It's ridiculous. Anyways, Facebook Live, it's fbpro.com, which is this link right here. But if you join my group, all that info's in there, and that's really the best place to catch me because I'm kind of obsessed with Facebook right now, and I'm in that group nonstop. Like, it's always right here, and I'm always right here. There you go. I'm always on it. So
awesome, Kelly. Well, thank you so much. And those that are watching the replay, you're getting some awesome content here. And
yes.
You have been fantastic, Kelly. Thank you very, very much.
Hey, thank you guys so much. And if you are watching the replay and you have questions for me, go ahead and join the group that I posted the link, the facebook.com/groups/social brainstorm. And you can post your comments in there. I am about to leave for a week-long trip to New York, so I might not be as fast to respond. You can also private message me on Facebook, and I'm usually really fast to respond to people there as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much. And I'm going to call it a night. You all have a great night. And thank you so much, Kelly. And
thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Social media platforms.
Yay. Thanks.
See you later.